Busy, 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 busy. 'Tis the season, eh? Welcome to our yoga intermissions. There's a bit of snow on the ground, at least in Vermont. There's definitely crispness in the air, and there's all the busyness around us for the holiday season, whether it's the fact that you're in the middle of Hanukkah, or you're preparing for the new year, or you're celebrating Christmas. We tend to get caught up in the whole busy. I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to get gifts. I got to think about what I'm going to cook for Christmas Day. Am I having people over anyway? Enough of that. Today we're going to slow it down. I'm Karen, coming to you from Salt and Sand Studios in Vermont, as mentioned. And today we're going to work on not only working with the breath, which we do every week, but taking our time to get into the postures, hanging out in them for a few breaths, and moving on. So this class will have fewer postures than many that we've done, but we are going to let it relax us. You know, a fish doesn't notice the water it swims in. This is an opportunity for us to notice the air that we breathe, to notice the sensations in the body, to notice what the mind is saying to us. So go ahead and find your comfortable seat. If you like props and you haven't got them, go ahead and grab them. And maybe you sit a little differently. Maybe if the hands are normally in the lap, you put them on the thighs, or if they're normally on the thighs, you put them in your lap. And maybe, like I just did, switch the cross of your legs. Take a nice big breath in through the nose. Release it through your mouth. Feel free to take movement with that. Shrug your shoulders up on the breath in. Press them behind you, release them on the breath out. Maybe lift the arms on the breath in. Drop them on the breath out. Consider now either an intention or maybe a dedication, or what it is that brought you to your mat, your motivation. And say it to yourself 3 times as I say the word resolve. 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 Notice the air that you're breathing in. Is it cool? Is it warm? Is it moist? Is it dry? Notice what it feels like on your upper lip as you breathe out. Maybe a little warmer, maybe a little moister. Now notice the body. Anywhere that feels open and free, just one little part, even if it's a cheek or your ear. Maybe it's not your hips, maybe it's not your shoulders, maybe it is your back. Notice that. What does that feel like? This open, free, relaxed space. And maybe you can use the breath just to give that a little momentum and spread it a teeny bit further. So if the space is in, I don't know, your left thumb, maybe it moves into the hand and the wrist. Maybe that's where it stops. Very slowly, we're going to bring the hands by the sides with the fingertips on the earth. Then we're going to flip the palms upward. Not a stretch we normally do, but we're going to work on the shoulders and the triceps and the insides of the arms and the wrists, the palms and the fingers. And if you can, and some of us won't find it comfortable, you're going to drop your one ear to the shoulder on the same side. And if that's too much, come out of it. Slowly on an inhale, lift the head. And on your next exhale, tilt it to the other side. I'm going to take 2 more rounds of that, taking your time, eliminating the speed, allowing softness in that movement. Maybe finding a little joy in the space that's opening up. 1 more round. Next time your chin comes parallel to the earth, you're going to slowly raise the arms. Take your time. I don't know why Gumby just came into my mind, but maybe was Gumby slow? I can't remember. And pause, allowing the shoulder blades to melt down the back. Draw the belly in. Gently interlace your fingers, send your palms to the sky. Very slowly, keeping the sitting bones right on the earth or your prop. We're going to tilt to one side. We're really working the one set of ribs over, wider on the side that they are on. For me, that is my left side. And we're going to slowly lift up and tilt the other way. This time, as we lift up nice and tall in the body, we're going to bring the arms forward, keeping the fingers intertwined, interlaced. We're going to round the spine, press the palms forward, and drop your head. Loosen the calves, loosen the ankles, loosen the knees. Slowly find a seated cow shape with the arms overhead and a little back bend. It might not be very deep, and that's okay. 2 more of those. Super slow, paying attention, aware, using the breath. Anytime a thought for the day or yesterday or going forward comes into your head, allow it, but then know that you don't have to respond. You can let it go. 1 more time. Yoga practice, unbusy, cactus-shaped arms. Fingers nice and wide. Elbows draw together in front of you, just the elbows. Let them touch to start. And then zip up the arms super slowly to the wrist, the heel of the hand, the palm, and the fingers. Lift the elbows shoulder height or higher. And if you're grasping on, tightening your calves or your ankles or your feet, loosen them again. We'll take a gentle twist over to the right. Your left hand can be on your heart or your right thigh. We're going to breathe in super deeply. Exhale, use the space to twist. Chin, nose, eyeballs moving over to the right. As we breathe in, we draw through center. And an exhale allows us to twist to the other side. Inhale, center. Bring one hand to your heart and stack the other hand on top. Feel the breath. Become aware of the air. You can't always feel it unless it's moving, but it is there. We're going to take 3 ohms in celebration of practicing together, of the practice itself, and of our intentions and motivations. So breathe in deeply first. make your way into a tabletop, taking your time. You might roll over your crossed feet, or maybe you shift over onto one hip to make your way there. Maybe you take some stretches while you're doing that. Maybe one leg behind and then the other leg behind. Oh, yeah. Bring your knees down. Tabletop. Draw your navel toward your spine. A little real estate between your shoulders and your hips are right above your knees. And go ahead and draw onto your forearms. And imagine that the palms, the fingers, and the forearms are sort of energetically drawing the mat backward. And we'll move into cats and cows here. Nice and slow. The cow shape is an arch in the back where the belly is dropped, the tailbone and the gaze lifted. The shoulders remain away from the ears. That's a breath in. The breath out, we press away from the earth, rounding the spine, drawing the gaze toward the knees. 2 more rounds, nice and slowly. A neutral spine. Now we're going to lengthen the left leg. We're going to come to a forearm plank. Lengthen the right leg. Pause here. And we breathe for 3, 2, 1. Move into a sphinx. So drawing the hips down. Lifting the heart past the thumbs. Shoulders away from the ears. If you have low back issues, you can widen your legs. Press the shoelace sides of the feet to the earth. Reach that heart forward and up and the shoulders down. And we breathe. 3, 2, 1. Come all the way down to the mat. Cactus shape arms. Fingers wide. You might turn your head so that the right cheek comes to the mat. Turn your head so the left cheek comes to the mat. Focusing on the breath, experiencing the sensations in the body, noticing the air that's around you. Forehead comes to the mat. The fingertips will come to the ground outside your mat, and your elbows will lift. So your fingertips are on the ground about shoulder height. Sort of like Batwoman ears sticking upward. And we're going to draw the navel in, and on an inhale, lift, pressing into your fingertips, reaching your heart forward and up. I feel this actually in my obliques. I'm right in the center of my belly. And we breathe 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way down to the mat. Hands come to the mat under your shoulders. Zip up your legs and come into child's pose, taking your time, widening your knees, drawing the sitting bones to your heels. If you need to place something on your calves so the bend in the knee is not as sharp, go ahead and do that. Where do you feel this? Feel all the feels. Any place that's tight, send your breath there. The body slowed down, the mind slowed down. The palms will press together, pinky fingers on the earth, thumbs toward the sky. Bend your elbows so your fingers come to the nape of your neck or between your shoulder blades. Breathe in. Let it go. Gently walk the elbows forward without lifting the sitting bones from the heels or from their current spot. Settle the forehead back in. Hands return to the ground. Return to your tabletop. You might need to move forward a little bit. Hands move forward just a couple inches from your tabletop. And super slowly, we're going to find our way to a downward dog. Maybe just pressing into the tops of the feet first to lift the knees. And then slowly lifting your hips. You roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Allow yourself to find this posture. It's not like you have to land in a 10. We're not competing. Peel forward to your plank. Drop your knees back to the mat. Untuck your toes. A little reaching back of the sitting bones toward the heels. And then we're going to bring the hands closer to the knees and the shoulders upward a little bit. We'll take the backs of the hands to the earth. Really working a stretch on the outer wrists. If you have more possibilities here, you could make fists of your hands and or rock forward and backward. I don't currently have that flexibility. I'm allowing the hands to really relax into this. And then we place the palms on the mat, fingers pointing left and right or toward your knees. You might need to lift your sitting bones upward a little bit to stretch out the inner wrists and arms. Return to tabletop. Walk the hands forward a couple of inches. We're going to slowly make our way back to downward dog. Pressing into the tops of the feet, we lift the knees. The belly is at work. Slowly rolling over the toes to create your downward dog shape. Maybe you pedal in and out. Breathe 3 breaths. The hands walk backward toward the feet, a forward fold at the back of your mat, maybe a ragdoll. We nod the head and shake the head and maybe find a sway. Head is heavy. Aware of the breath. Feeling sensations in the body. Release your hands. Glide them to your shins or your thighs. Find a halfway lift along flat spine. Stay here for 3 breaths. Release. Slowly unravel to standing. Mountain pose. Arms sweep overhead. Take your time, maybe finding a back bend in the process. We hinge at the hips to fold over the legs once again. The right foot crosses behind the left ankle. You might move the hands back. You might find blocks. You're working to press both feet to the earth. Maybe you rise to the tippy toes and then slowly draw the full foot back to the mat. Unravel. Full round of breath. And cross the left ankle behind the right. Unravel, float to standing. Right hand drops, we take a tilt over to the right. Maybe with a smile in our eyes, on our face. Rise up. Tilt to the left. Rise up, move into a chair pose, and if cactus-shaped arms work better for you than the arms up over the head, make it so. Draw the belly in, imagine the thighs are spinning toward one another. Lift the heels up, sink the bottom, and bring the heels back down. See how low you can stay. Interlace your fingers or hook them behind your low back. Stay in your chair and then find a bit of a back bend here. Tuck your tailbone so you're not dumping everything into the low back. The heart lifts, the shoulder blades squeeze. We find another fold over our legs. Hands release. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Shoulders back, belly in, sitting bones back, thighs strong. Exhale, release. Unravel all the way to standing, arms up overhead. And breathe out, hands to your heart. We're going to take a little sequence moving forward on our mat. It involves balance, so if you're struggling, you can do something else. If you fall out of balance, hey, guess what? No biggie. It's just yoga. We're going to go ahead and step the left foot forward to the toe, and then bring the heel to the mat. Balancing on the left foot, we slowly raise the right knee. We reach the right leg forward and place the toes on the ground, followed by the heels. We lift the left knee. We bend into the right knee and maybe find a standing figure four. We lift the left knee and place the foot down. We're in a chair. Lift the right knee. Ankle above the left, standing figure four. Lift the right knee, send that leg behind, coming into a runner's lunge. If you need your blocks, take them. Notice the air around you. Notice the sensations in the body. Lengthen your front leg and fold over it. You're still on the ball of your back foot. Runner's lunge, peel the heart forward. Reach it up and past the front of your mat. Lengthen and fold. Runner's lunge. Lengthen and fold. Runner's lunge. Now we're going to find our pyramid pose, hopping the back foot halfway up the mat, making space left and right between the feet, lift halfway up. Blocks if you need them, fold over your left leg. Both feet completely connected to the earth. Hands move forward about 2 inches. We move into a standing split, keeping that left leg nice and sturdy and reaching the right leg high. Right knee to your nose. And we return to our runner's lunge. Right hand down, left arm high, or if you have shoulder issues, you can draw your left hand to your left hip or behind, bring the heel of the hand to your low back. Really press into the big toe mound of that left foot. Long spine on the breath in to twist on the breath out. Maintain your twist, drop your back knee. We'll move into our half split from here. Open up the heart, find a long spine. Blocks can be helpful for this. What sensations do you feel and where? Is your body heating up the air around you? Does the breath feel different? We're going to move into Parsvottanasana again, and you're going to check out whether or not it feels a little different from before. Tuck your right toes under, lift your back knee, hop that foot up part way. Left thigh spinning outward. The back foot steps up to meet the front, and we move into a chair pose, Utkatasana. Maybe a little smile, maybe a little mischievous twinkle in your eyes, especially if you're saying, hey, Karen, I'm doing something different from what you're doing. And cactus shape arms. We reach into the right foot, lift the left knee, and shift that leg back, coming into a runner's lunge. Set yourself up, heart forward, shoulders back, props if you need them. Lengthen your front leg, fold over it. Reach forward, runner's lunge. Really reach that left heel back. The left kneecap is moving toward the thigh on the same side. Extend your front leg, fold over it. Runner's lunge. And one more time. The front leg straightens. Runner's lunge, hands move forward. We hop the back foot up, Parsvottanasana. There's no shame in using props, pillows, rolled up hoodies, cushions, blocks, soup cans, American fruitcake. Hands move forward, standing half split. Knee to nose. Runner's lunge. We settle in for a moment before we take our twist. Maintain and deepen the twist, dropping your back knee and untucking the toes. And your half split, Ardha Hanumanasana. Heart forward, shoulder blades moving toward each other. Nice long spine. Toes point toward your torso. And we move into pyramid pose once again, Parsvottanasana. Bringing the right foot down. You might need to scooch it back. Back toes tuck. Hop the back foot up. Soles of both feet all the way on the mat. I'm going to use my blocks on this side. Place your right hand inside your right foot. Extend your stance so the left foot moves back, and then bring the left foot parallel to the back of the mat. We're going to come into an extended side angle, unextended side angle. Opening up that right hip, using the tricep on the right arm, pressing into the inner knee and the inner knee pressing back. Dynamic tension. Rise up to your warrior two. Take your time. Woo! I'm feeling so toasty and we're not even moving fast. And it's not the heater. Lift your right heel. Deepen your right knee bend. Return your heel to the mat. Flip your front palm, a reverse. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths. Warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Reverse. Arms in a T. Your front leg is straight, but the knee is not locked. Well, my knee is locked, so I'm going to unlock it. And we're going to reach as far forward as we can with the right fingertips. Reach, 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 reach until you can't reach anymore. It's like I'm reaching for that beautiful Christmas ball on the tree. And now we drop that right hand inside the right leg and lift the left arm. Again, if shoulders are preventing the left arm to reach high, you might bring the heel of the hand to and low back. We're going to return to warrior two, bending the front knee, arms in a T. Reverse the warrior. Warrior two. Bring your hands to your hips, lengthen your front leg once again, and then dial your right toes to point towards the long edge of your mat. Even out your feet. Toes a little in, heels a little out. Fold halfway down. Bum goes back, heart goes forward, nose points to the ground. Find your stance. You might adjust here before you fold all the way down. And if you like a block, take it. We're pressing into the ground to lift the sitting bones toward the sky. And maybe there's a possibility your forearms can come to a block or the mat. Or you might bring your fingers to face the behind your heels and walk them through your feet. Remove your prop, bring your hands to your hips, rise halfway up. Lift all the way up, heels in, toes out, temple pose, goddess pose. So the knees are intended to point outward over your middle toe. Tailbone points downward. The belly is in and up, and the heart is open. Fingers are also open, nice and like they're sparkly. We're going to rise up, 5-pointed star. Return back to temple, goddess. Lift both heels, pause. Sink a little deeper. Bring your heels back down. Beautiful. Now bring the hands to the hips, and once again, find a fold. Bring your feet parallel to the front and back of the mat.
We're going to walk toward the left toes to point toward the back of the mat. And keep your right foot now parallel to what was the front of your mat. So the left hand is inside the left foot for our extended side angle. Really press into that back leg and the outer edge of the foot. Use the belly, rise up to your warrior two. We're facing the back of the mat. Adjust if need be. Flip your front palm for a reverse, 3 breaths. Warrior two. Lift the left heel. Sink deeper, bring the heel back down, reverse. Warrior two. Unbend your front leg. Reverse this triangle. Arms out in a T. Left arm reaches as far forward as you can, and then you're going to pause. Reach, 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 reach. Pause. Left hand down, right arm high. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Return to your warrior two. Reverse. Warrior two, hands on your hips. Extend your left leg, point the toes toward the long edge of your mat. And now we're going to point the right toes back to the front of the mat and step forward. Beautiful! Arms lift overhead like you mean it. Feel the air. Feel the skin. Feel what's in your heart. Forward fold. And your half lift. Forward fold. Stepping back, high plank. This is the only vinyasa we will do. Low plank, maybe knees down. Your back bend. And a downward facing dog. Take your time, nice and slow. Walk your feet closer to your hands for a short downward dog. Bend your knees. I'm going to take a little bit of a crouch here. A little crouch twist if you have, oh my gosh, I forgot the name. If you can take an arm balance here, feel free. Crow, side crow. I'll take it to the other side. If you have a crow, you're welcome to take your crow from here as well. And we are going to end up seated on the floor. And gently sitting up nice and tall. The hands on the kneecaps, we lift the heart, we press the feet all the way into the floor. Chin's a little tucked, we got a nice long spine. The belly is not just hanging out there, it's active. Arms in front, lock them into your shoulders, and to the count of 10. 10, that's 10. We're going to come all the way down to the mat. 10. 9, I should have started the other way. 8, because you might already be down on the floor. 7, lift the heart, squeeze the belly. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. -1, -2. Woo! Full body stretch. Take your time. The legs on the floor. Arms overhead. You can take a prayer shape or another mudra with your hands. Point the toes forward and reach the fingers back. Oh, that feels good. Prepare for a bridge or a supported bridge. We haven't done a ton of back and heart and shoulder openings, so you might not be ready for a wheel, but if you're flexible enough, maybe on the second round, we're going to take 2 back bends here. For Pilates style bridge, especially for those who have low back issues, feet move forward toward the front of the mat. For everybody, we tilt the tailbone up first, and then knees forward, hips lift, shoulder blades snuggle together. Press the feet into the ground. Squeeze the hammies, squeeze the glutes, and breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, 1 vertebra at a time, all the way down to the mat. We're not going to undo this by taking a twist yet. We're just going to settle maybe with the hands on the heart or the belly. Whew. Final back bend. You can take any version of bridge you like or wheel if you feel like something else or you feel like nothing. That is your choice. Wherever you go there with awareness. Go there slowly. Notice the air. Notice whatever you feel, the sensations in the body. Returning to your bridge, wheel, other back bend or no back bend. 5 breaths. Unzip all the way down to the mat. Cross your right knee over your left, so like you're sitting in a chair. Then move your left foot out to the left a little bit and drop your knees over to the right. Slowly, languidly, or langoriously, I don't know what the right word is, arms out in a T, and the gaze might move over to the left, even if the eyes are closed. Nose points up. Left foot moves back to the mat. We work our way into a supine figure 4, supine pigeon. So now your ankle is above your left knee. And your hands can come behind your left thigh as you reach that left knee in toward your chest. Use your right elbow to press your right knee away and down. Relax the shoulders. Left foot on the ground, right leg nice and long to the sky. If you're super stretchy, you might stretch the left leg onto the ground. Soles of both feet return to the ground. The left knee crosses the right. Inch your right foot over to the right edge of the mat. Drop your knees to the left. Taking your time. Arms flop out. Gaze moves to the right. We release ourselves from this, moving into the figure 4, supine pigeon. And then we gently find a hamstring stretch with the right foot on the ground. Left leg reaching for the sky. Maybe the right leg extends. One last hip opener and back stretch. Happy baby. That could be a little massage by rocking left and right. And if you don't know, not familiar with happy baby, the knees are drawing in toward your armpits, but outside your ribs. And then the arms come the insides of the knees, and the hands take a hold of the outer edge or inner edge of the feet, which are as if you are walking on the clouds. Find your way into your final resting posture for Shavasana. I'm just going to take a peek at the top. Hand on the belly, hand on your heart. Big, huge breath in. And out. Today we're going to end on our backs, just to feel what it feels like to take our 3 ohms from this position. Coming back to your intention, your dedication, your motivation, any one of those, or if you have a new one, bring that to mind. Let the body soften as if gravity is giving you a big, 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 big hug. Breathe all the air from your lungs and we'll take 3 ohms. You're welcome to stay on your back or find your way to a seat. Hands together at your heart. Thumb knuckles connect with your center forehead. May you find moments during this busy season to slow down, to notice the air around you, to check in with your body, your heart, and your mind. Namaste. With heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you for joining today. Whether you're live with me on Saturday or this is another point in time, I hope you have a fantastic day, evening, morning, weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Peace.